Hello, this is Blaine Drummond again, and we're doing another Let's Explore. Today we are taking a look at Halitol. Now, Halitol it's a town some friends and I built on a server we used to play on all the time before we got banned for taking advantage of the admin's New Year's drunkenness. So, there's a whole story behind that we're not going to go into. But anyway, excuse me. This was on a survival towny server. The server was MineDerp, if you're interested. It was a pretty cool server, but yeah, until we got banned, we really enjoyed playing on it. But anyway, this is from the old 1.7 version. The previous, there's alpha. I think this is like beta 1.7. This is a pretty old build, but it was the town we had. It was the largest town on the server. It actually didn't peak under us. We ended up selling it, actually, because we were afraid that the admins were going to fix the taxes. And if that happened, the taxes on the server were done based on plots owned by the city. And, we have lots of open public space, and taxes were going to bankrupt us. So we sold the city and started a new one. And after that, it did keep growing, but it was never as good. I'm just going to say it right now. It was never as good as it was when my friends and I were in control. But anyway, right here where we are now, this is our town hall. It's a pretty cool area. We had portal plugins. And, yeah, we had portals on here, so this was our portal entrance to the town hall. And you can come down here, and, mi amigo Tyler, who was the mayor of the town, this was his throne room. And anyway, you could come down here into the main body of the town hall, and his house was like the ducal palace place over there. It wasn't a very good house, but it was functional, and it was centrally located. I don't know, I'm sure he thought it was a great house, but it wasn't. It's just plain and boring and not very appealing. But yeah, there's a lot to the city, so we're going to check it all out. And so, there's a certain element of superficiality to Halitol. Everything was meant to look good on the surface because we didn't have the actual time or resources always to make it actually good through and through. So that's why you end up with stuff like this. There are a lot of secrets in town, but I don't remember all of them, and I'm not going to bother going back and finding all of them. So let's get out of the town hall. So there are a couple districts to the town. It is very much class divided city. It's kind of funny, Art mimics reality sort of thing. You could call this art. Minecraft / the builds in it is a work of art. Here, yes, this is the town mall. The other option you can see right up here, we walked through here earlier. When you come out of the portal, first thing basically you go straight forward, you hit the town mall. And this is where all our shops were. And another thing you might notice, there are some really weird blocks sitting around. It was part of the server's anti-X-ray plugin that kind of leaked over when we got the save file for the town. So if we break blocks, we'll see a bunch of weird stuff. So ignore that. But yeah, this was our town mall. Town hall, right into town mall. It rhymes. How about that? But yeah, this is all just kind of our public square area. And again, the dam and everything you see through here, this would have bankrupted us if taxes had ever been fixed. But yeah, there are a lot of nice houses. And again, it was a class divided city. Now, this is over here is the area that developed after we sold the town. There were probably another 100 houses over there that were all, I'm going to say, the low income of the town. But there's another low income area. But then there's a middle class area and then an upper class area where my friends and I all lived. But yeah, so here's the dam. We were trying to make another river pond thing over in another part of town, but it never turned out as nicely as this did. Yeah, we had a lot of bridges, which I designed. There's one that I designed almost all the bridges in the town except for one of them. I don't remember whose house this was, but it has a nice location. It's downtown. I love the sort of builds you get coming out of Townie. They have their own character in a really functional but aesthetically hideous sort of way, you know, because they're like, oh, you have to fit everything you own, all your production farms, everything has to fit into a 16 by 16 area. And you get really interesting designs emerging out of that. I actually find it really, really nice. There's a certain charm to it. If it's not proper, it's at least enthusiastic. We're going to go over here. This was the high-end. Yeah, see, look at that. This was the high-end, like, very wealthy part of town. Yeah, the Duke's Palace over there is kind of the exception, but basically anyone who was, you know, the haves all lived over here by this mountain, and this actually was my house here, which is the house that was on the mountain. Now, I had another house in the town because I started playing on the server and started playing here, but then school got in the way, and I came back about a month later, and I was like, I don't want to live on that house anymore, so there was another house here, which was actually made out of the stone brick. It was what this path and everything was for, but I just tore it out of the mountain and built my own. And this house is like one of my favorite builds I've ever done, especially even partly because for a couple reasons. This was a class divided town, and this emphasized the fact that all those poor people were lesser than me. That's what having resources is for. But this house consumed about 4 complete biomes. This took a desert biome and 2 spruce tree biomes to get all the resources for this house. This house was huge. Well, it still is. But anyway, down there was like our dining area. And up here, this is like our bar, lounge, you know, I have dances. This is our pantry for the house. And yes, I do have iron golems for guards and NPC villagers, testificates running around as my household staff. I even have like houses for them, even though it's not very functional. This is our kind of porchish balcony area. This area in particular, there's a house over there we're going to check out. This was inspired by that because he had a rooftop pool, and I'm like, I want a pool in my house. So I built this. And it's part of the reason the overhang is there is to keep this from freezing when it snows. But yeah, this house kind of had all the basics, you know. Ooh, go away. Let's see, do I have any blocks? Can I place a block? There we go. So yeah, I wanted that rendering area to go away because it kind of ruins the view. Yeah, the mountain was kind of hollowed out when I tore that other house out, and I got this area out of it, which is really nice. But you know, I had all the typical stuff you need in survival, you know, and nether portal. And I've never actually been to the nether in this seed, so I'm not gonna go. Yeah, at one point I actually just cut down all of the spruce trees on the server world basically. And I actually had just tons of resources stocked that didn't even go to building. But before that, I was actually trying to have all of my resources close to home, so that's why I have a little private spruce forest up on top of the mountain here. You know what's funny is this house, in the server's economy, it was probably worth about 15,000 server dollars, and I sold it for 5,000 because I just needed to get rid of it when we sold the town. I was like, well, it was a real shame. Like, I wish we'd kept the town because it was really nice. Sorry, my throat is just. But this is the servants' quarters, by the way, servants, for all our testificates that don't sleep to have places to go. And we'll come up here. This is the main body of the house. I built this part first on top of the mountain, and then started expanding downwards until I hit the like paths and stuff that were the rest of the town. And I have my garden. Like, isn't this just picturesque? That's nice. And you can see kind of down where the rest of the house is down there. But over here, this is my sort of loungish private area. I have a map of the town, or several maps of the town and surrounding areas actually. It kind of cuts off over here because we just like did a save of the map without actually having the server's map file and just imported into a single player world. So that's where kind of the cuts and stuff are. But that's kind of the general layout of the town. Then you just have, bookcases and stuff over here, record player for entertaining guests. I guess you have the ballroom when you have lots of them come up here when there's just one or two, and that is a really fast NPC villager. Holy crap. There's like a balcony out here, balcardony. I coined that term in one of my other videos. Bathroom. I don't really think there's anything upstairs. Oh, yes, there is. So there's another balcardony over there. That one's just a balcony, actually. But over here, in my poor house design, this is my bedroom over here that you actually have to like walk through the open and the cold to get from my bedroom in the house into the actual body of the house. So I actually tried to have everything I needed in here. Like water, storage, materials, everything. Role-playing is kind of fun when you have the resources and time to pull it off. But we'll come back downstairs. I think we're just about done looking at the house, even though there's like the industrial section we need to check out too. This is our kitchen area with a little dining section for kind of like a real informal breakfasty brunch kind of area. And up here is the cafe. Yes, my house has a cafe, excuse me again. But yeah, just one more part of the house we're going to check out. Come in here and jump down our shaft. Yeah, this is like our industrial section where... So I had an infinite water source. Apparently my iron golem fell into it. Yeah, I had a friend help me dig this whole area out. And this is where I produced all my food and had all my storage. Again, I had chests full of logs and stuff. It was funny on the server. We were trying to build a Hydra base from Marvel Universe. Captain America sort of stuff. We were making a Hydra base and we needed a bunch of iron to build a missile for it. I think between all of us we had about 20 blocks, 20 chests, double chests full of iron blocks that we all got legitimately just through mining and stuff. Even though some of it we bought and traded for. This is sort of my mine that I didn't really use. There was a teleport, like a random teleport you could use on the server, just /wild command, and it would take you to just a random spot in the server. So what I would do is I'd do that command to just get somewhere and then just tunnel straight down and mine from there. So I didn't actually use my mine very much. But that's pretty much this house, so let's look around, see some other parts of the town. This is why I have the the drop, is because that is a long ways. Okay, so we're back outside again. So let's explore the rest of this district while we're over here. We'll come back. This is the bridge that I didn't design. This is actually when it was unfinished. The guy made the house over there designed that bridge, and he actually built it after we got this file. It was really nice, though. But over here, we have another mansion, which is, sort of role-playing, but not like super nice architecture. But he had like a kitchen and stuff up here. I think he had like, this goes down, I think, and he has like farms. Yeah, he has a bunch of farms. They're all pretty productive. And an empty room at the bottom. This guy got banned for a different reason, though. Before the rest of us got banned, he found a glitch that let you make chiseled, like the patterned stone brick. And we even told the server administrator, we're like, Harvey, we found a glitch, you might want to address this. And instead of being like, thanks for letting us know, guys, he banned the person who found it. So there's that. This isn't actually a house, this is an embassy for Townie. Since you can have the embassies, this is our friend Richie, who actually owned another town, but he was part of our whole little empire place. So this is his embassy. And it's pretty much just for show. He has like chests and stuff, but it's not really worth going down there to look at it. But this guy, 2010, he had this big mansion over here, and he's the one who designed the bridge that was later built over there. But his house is really nice. Like, this is just such a nice house. And there were some things where there are like parts of the world that didn't load properly, and I have gone back and fixed some of that. In all fairness, I'll just say, like, I have edited the world from where it was saved at, but this is how it was on the server. just minus some of the griefing. And dining hall. And like a lounge with a fireplace and everything. That was the nice thing is this house is built out of stone, so the terrible thermodynamics in the game didn't catch his house on fire with the fireplace. Wow, I can hear hail outside my house. Dang, that has really come down. Okay, but yeah, this was a really nice house. Just modernist style. This is really great. I love this whole area here. And, you know, he has his bar lounge over here. We'll come downstairs. Again, this is definitely a multi-level building. He had his little chest area. See, there's like the ores. That wasn't actually there. It's just because of the anti-X-ray plugin that was on the server. I'm sorry if you hear a bunch of like spattering and stuff in the background. There's apparently a thunderstorm outside my house. But see, this is what I mean about the superficial stuff. Like, under the house is just a big hole in the ground. Isn't that lovely? So we made ourselves look richer and more productive than we actually were. But we're going to come upstairs again. I think... Again, there's kind of just some random areas, you know, situated around here. That's the entry hall. I think one floor up is the bedroom. We'll go find that. If I can, I think the stairs are back over here. I may have to do this this town in 2 parts, because this is already almost 20 minutes. We've only gone through one part of the town. So out here, I don't know if this is the right level for it. No, it's up 1 floor. So I'll go to show you up 1 floor. Excuse me. Yeah, this floor is kind of empty, never really fleshed out like the rest of the house was. But it's still nice. And this was more of the bedroom area. The Ghost 25's room. Sorry, Ghost. I entered. So there's this guy's room. And then over here, this was 2010's room. And he had a painting here. It wasn't terrible blocks there. There was a painting. That's why it didn't render properly. But this is the nice room. With the bed and everything. Like the... What do they call those that have the poster bed? That doesn't sound right. But like the beds that have like the curtains hanging down. And apparently a little balcony there. But we'll go up 1 more floor and that'll basically cover the entire house. Man, I don't know what it is. Like, I ate popcorn earlier today. It seems like when I eat popcorn, my throat gets really... That makes absolutely no sense, but... Oh, sauna. That's nice. So another friend's bedroom up here. I love how even like the minor bedrooms will have their own balconies and stuff. Hey, and you can see my house from here. I can see my house from here. But this wasn't... I think it was actually when this was like not a ice biome on multiplayer, but when we put it into the single player world, it became icy like this. So, you know, his pool froze. So that's too bad. But yeah, so there are these 2 houses down here, and I think again, this isn't the most like recent save of the town. There were some more houses down here. And this skyscraper here, it's just an empty building. There's literally nothing on any of these floors. And then this house over here is kind of the last of the wealthy district. This might have been another embassy, actually. I don't think Jacobo Mexicano. I think he built it. I don't think he was the person who actually lived here, though. Yeah, there was another person who lived here. But this house is kind of big and empty, but it's made out of difficult to find materials, so it's just like a showy, flashy status symbol kind of place. Man, that hail is really loud. But this guy's farm is crazier than that thunderstorm. Look at this. Now, this is pretty impressive, this whole building. And it's pretty much all there is to it, but that wheat is like the amber waves of grain in this house. That is pretty cool. I really liked this house just because of that wheat. But we're going to head out. Wow, this thunderstorm. If you can hear that in the background, it is just coming down out there. There is a really nice house here, which unfortunately got griefed. And it was a beautiful house. And it connected to this one, like these two houses were interlinked and connected. I think they might have even had the same owner. But it was so nice, like down here. But the part that isn't griefed is still alright. But it was such a nice place. It was these two, I think it was like two friends that were playing on server together. And they just had a nice setup, you know. It was a real shame it got griefed because it was nice. It was a whole glass. I guess this must have been, they had a very small auto farm. Is it really worth building an auto farm? You need like high volume to make the effort worth it, I think. But, you know, whatever totes your goat. So there's this other house here. We'll enter from up here on the road. There's a cobblestone house here, but it got torn down because we tore down cobblestone buildings in the town. Because we're like, cobblestone looks bad. And we wanted to look rich and classy, you know. So we are, in fact, going to enter this house down here because there doesn't seem to be another way. Maybe... Nope, that's just outside. So let's go upstairs. And, hey, this is kind of nice. Minus the cobblestone here, but the wool floor, it's kind of a fun pattern. Melon pumpkin farm. What else? Nether portal. And let's just fly. And it looks like somebody had a pool. But yeah, this is getting into one of like the more middle class districts. This is actually like one of the nicer parts of town, actually, though. But look, this is what I mean by sort of like multiplayer houses. Like people end up doing stuff like that just to look, I don't know, like they have lots of materials. This is kind of an empty building, but yeah. It looks nice though. Somebody put effort into it. In here, let's see what's up here. So this is just kind of empty as well. Sweet. This isn't a very pretty building, but it has a basement. What a place to put a bed. I love on the ad hoc redstone map. That's beautiful, Tracy. That was like the second time I've made that reference in a video. And this was a nice house. Cheesy Cube. I know, the name is familiar. This must have been like an acquaintance of mine because I recognize the name Cheesy Cube. So, farms, lots of farms. Let's just fly. Oh wait, that doesn't work on ladders. Lots of wheat. And it looks like it's just about most of his house. Let's see what's upstairs. Nothing. Alright. So there's one more house we're going to check out because it's actually kind of important. So there's a lot of PvP going on in this server. Like in the map before this one was generated that we put this on, I was mayor and all but name of a town called Edgewater. And Edgewater was a pretty cool town with the minor problem that everyone kept getting banned for getting overly zealous in our PvP, like town versus town wars. We had some really hardcore griefing going on. So everyone kept getting banned. But it was a pretty cool town, you know. Fond memories. I remember I went on vacation with my mom one week. We went to some island on the east coast, and I come back and like, yeah, everyone in Edgewater got banned for griefing. I was like, what? How? What happened? Like, yeah, we got in a war with Hyrule, and Hyrule collapsed, and like 500 people who lived in the town lost all their crap, and Edgewater took the blame. And I was like, well, at least I wasn't on, so I didn't get banned. What was I even talking about? That was quite the tangent. Wow. Oh, yeah. So there was okay, so that was the Edgewater War, and then Edgewater later went to war with Imperium. It was funny, I was basically the mayor of Edgewater, and the guy who was the mayor of this town here, Game Boy, was again like the pseudo mayor and all but name of another town called Imperium, which is a really nice town. And we in Edgewater, one day we were like, Imperium made a bunch of builds and they haven't protected the builds yet. Let's go grief them. So we did. And that started the Edgewater Imperium War that got like everyone who wasn't banned in the first war got banned in the second war. But anyway, once we got here, Game Boy and I on the next server just started making towns together. Once we got here, we're like, well, there's going to be lots of PvP here. Let's make bunkers and stuff. And so we actually do have a system of bunkers and stuff to go all around the town that we'll check out here. But that guy's house actually linked into one. That was kind of important. So this bridge here, it wouldn't be fair to say I designed this bridge, but I built the support. I hate it when it does that. I built these like supports under it. It was just like a big, long, flat thing. That sounds like it could almost be sexual. But yeah, we built this bunker on one end. And I think we're going to check out this, there's my first house right here. So we're going to check this out, and then we'll just call it for the video, and we'll do the rest of the town in another video. Especially since we haven't actually checked out all of downtown yet. But this was my first house. Like I said, I started the server and then came back after about a month. And this was the house I first built here, and I got back and was like, I don't want to live here anymore. So I built my other house. But I had kind of like a ruined tower, and like my farm out here got griefed. But this was my first house. But this tower is purely for aesthetics, because I had this central island and wanted to build on it. I actually lived in the tree. It was a pretty cool tree house. Big trees in Minecraft. They're easy, they look good. Can't go wrong, really. But yeah, this was my tree house. And I had quite a, it was funny, I had a lot of materials in here, and I told Tyler I wasn't going to be on for a while. I was like, alright, Tyler, I'm going to be gone. You can take my stuff and use it. And I got back, and I was like, can I have some of my stuff back? And he's like, no. And, I'm going to go shut up the phone real quick. One sec. Alright, that wasn't important, I assure you. We get a lot of telemarketers for some reason, even though this house is on the no-call list. But this is my house, and we're going to check out a little more downtown, the public areas, and then we're going to call it. So up here, this area all got torn out. There actually was stuff here for a while, but it all got torn out and made way. Maybe it was important. Well, I guess I'm going to call this video. We'll check out the rest of the town in another video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.